Becker. Mason McKay drew a walk, and then Cody Brooks singled to left field. First and third, 2 away, 1 strike. Called strike 2. So Faubert has a chance to get out of it for Saskatchewan or Delisle. There's the pitch. Popped up.
Oh, just out of his reach.
How tough of a play is that, Bill?
It's a terribly tough play. If you watch any ball on TV and you watch first baseman and third baseman, and even in the big leagues when they have to run out like that, you're looking over one of your shoulders and you're trying to get your glove out there, and it's really tough.
2 strikes. Evan Young is the third baseman. Launched.
There is a shot. And hands up, he's going for a ground rule double here.
So 2 RBI for Aaron Waugh as both Brooks and McKay score. And very quickly in the top of the first inning, the Delisle Pride find themselves down 2-0 to the host Tavistock Merchants, which brings Will Schlotzhauer to the plate for Tavistock.
And I think we're going to have a pinch runner here for the catcher. He'll go in and get his gear on.
So that'll be the last possible batter this inning. So Brooks, if I'm not mistaken, no, it's somebody else going in to run.
Oh, I see. Okay, just see what they did here, Fred. So they sent the runner from first back to third. As soon as the fielder went up with his hands, they stopped that runner.
Okay, so it's 1-0, not 2.
Yes. So 2 on second and third, and away we go here.
Brooks is at third. Waugh, who has been replaced by a pinch runner at second. That brings up Will Schlotzhauer. 1-0 for Tavistock. All of this coming with 2 outs, so a good rally to start here for the Tavistock Merchants.
So the bench coach here for Delisle, he's out having a discussion with the third base umpire. Whatever it was, they seem to have worked it out.
2 away, top of the first inning, 1-0, Tavistock leading the Delisle Pride from Saskatchewan. This one is hit way up and out of play. And so Faubert will get another shot here to get a third strikeout. So it's conceivable he could strike out the side but find himself trailing by a score of 1-0. Two away. First inning. Whoa, and the bat goes flying there, Bill, on a third strikeout.
I'll say, and that pitch was in the dirt, so he really got fooled. However, they picked up a run.
For Tavistock, 1 run. They had 2 hits. They had the double by Waugh and the single by Brooks. Brooks remains stranded at third. Mason McKay scores, and Tavistock leads it by a score of 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the first inning. I believe it'll be Nate Ronning doing the pitching for the Tavistock Merchants, who again are the host team, and the Delisle Pride are representing Saskatchewan. This is game number 1 of Softball Canada's Under-23 Championship here, being presented by Kitchener Fastball Promotions. We're at the Peter Hallman Ball Yard. Game 1 of 7 on day number 1. And of course, Bill, during the course of the week, we will also have ball games in a couple of other divisions.
Yeah, and I took some pictures on my way in, and I snapped all the lineups. And so a lot of fastball going on here. And of course, some people would say, rightly or wrongly, this is kind of the home of fastball in Canada in terms of some of the events that we've hosted over the years here. And of course, there are other fastball diamonds in the city, in the region of Waterloo. So some of the bigger tournaments, this field is the main field. But as the week progresses, of course, we whittle it down to fewer and fewer diamonds. So.
Bud Park will be utilized at one point in one of the divisions, and probably if there's a need for a tiebreaker game in the under-23, they might play at Bud Park as well. Tell us about Bud Park before we go to the bottom of the first.
So Bud Park has been around for 50 years, and there are several diamonds out there which were there, again, as far as baseball in the Waterloo region was more or less the home, because it was before Peter Hallman was ever even given a thought. And so, and they're still very good diamonds. They're beautiful diamonds. So fastball in the area, they've been very lucky to have some good facilities. That said, Tavistock has got 2 or 3 great diamonds out there.
We go to the bottom of the first inning. This is Caden Feddick to lead off for the Delisle Pride. Pitching for the Tavistock Merchants today is Nate Ronning, and he fires his first one high, Bill. 1-0 Tavistock, bottom of the first inning. Ground ball to second, off the glove and into center field.
So this young pitcher here, he's a pretty tall guy, Fred. He's one of those guys that when he finishes delivering the ball, you might be able to shake hands with him from there.
There is a circle around the pitching rubber, and the front of that circle has now been obliterated by both of our pitchers. This brings up Justin Ritchie. He squares, but the ball is high. Down by a run very early in the game. Tell me about the strategy here for Ritchie.
Well, obviously they want to move that runner over from first. The batter will decide who's coming. Whoop, there he goes. Okay.
Fouled off.
When you've got first and third right down your throat there, it's pretty hard.
At the corners for Tavistock, Connor Brooks is at first, and Jack Becker is sitting at third, and they came charging in when he squared around to bunt. We'll see if the bunt is on again. Called strike. Nobody out, runner at first. That's Caden Feddick for the Delisle Pride. Pride are down 1-0. This is game number 1, bottom of the first inning of the under-23 tournament for Softball Canada. Where'd he go?
Yep. Yes, he did.
First strikeout for Nate Ronning. That brings the catcher, Max Major, to the plate for the Delisle Saskatchewan Pride. Left-handed swinger. Runner at first is Caden Feddick. Ground ball to second, over to first for just one.
I think the Tavistock pitcher, Fred, has quite a bit more zip on his ball than I noticed from the Delisle pitcher. Now, maybe it's just my head, but...
This is our designated player coming to the plate for the Delisle Pride. That's number 10, Davis Loskowski. Got a runner at second and Caden Feddick. The Pride are down 1-0 very early in today's game. 2 away, first inning. What would that conference be about?
I'm not really sure. With 2 away, I can't think of any strategy they'd be expecting. Don't think the batter's going to bunt.
Wouldn't anticipate that they want to walk him either this early in the ball game.
Well, it's a possibility, certainly. Set up the force.
2 away, bottom of the first inning, 1-0 Tavistock leading over Delisle. Ronning with the pitch. Called strike.
Yeah, he is really bringing it. He's really bringing it.
Right-handed pitcher, and as you mentioned, very tall, Bill. When he finishes his pitch, he generally has moved up a good 8 to 10 feet. Little high. 1-1 is the count on Loskowski, the designated player for the Delisle Pride out of Saskatchewan. Game 1 of 7 on the day here today at the Peter Hallman Ball Yard. Ball 2. If you're in the neighborhood, there's another game coming up at 3:30. It will be played on Diamond 2, and then we'll be back here at 4 o'clock for a game between the Shallow Lake Sting and the New Hamburg Mustangs. So lots of ball here on day number 1. Popped up. Looks like Brooks is there. He gets called off of it, and the play is made by the second baseman for Tavistock. That's Blair Bender. So, Bill, after 1 inning, it's the Delisle Pride trailing the Tavistock Merchants by a score of 1-0. The lone run in the ball game coming from Mason McKay, who had drawn a walk with 2 out in the first inning.
So Delisle left a runner on there. Not sure what the official score, whether he would have given him a hit or not.
Let's see what I did. Yeah, I gave him a base hit.
Yeah.
It was a tough play for the second baseman for Tavistock, and in fact, Blair Bender did get his glove on it.
Yes.
But he had to move very, very quickly to his right. Kobe Faubert is the pitcher for the Pride. Trailing by a score of 1-0 here as we go to the top of the second inning. We're here at the Peter Hallman Ball Yard. I'm Fred Wallace along with Bill Pegg. We want to thank everyone connected to CCD-TV out of Conestoga College for providing our live stream here today. We'll be broadcasting from Diamond number 1 throughout the course of this tournament, and the other 2. Chad Brown, designated player, is at the plate for Tavistock.
Dirt there. After seeing the Tavistock pitcher, now Delisle comes back out. This young fellow is probably 4 inches and 30 pounds. Smaller than the Tavistock guy. Doesn't take anything away from him, of course, but
all shapes and sizes.
they sure do.
It's like golfers.
Yeah.
Big guys, little guys. 2 balls, no strikes. And he quickly falls behind 3-0. Designated player Chad Brown. He'll be followed by Blair Bender, the second baseman, who made the last putout in the bottom of the first. Called strike on the outside.
Yep, the requisite 3-0 strike.
Nobody out, nobody on. Top of the second inning. Ground ball, bounces to second base. Nice pickup, and over to first for the 4-3 putout.
He had to hustle. He juggled the ball in his glove there for a second, but he got him by a step.
Justin Ritchie is the second baseman for the Delisle Pride. 1 away, bottom of the second inning. 1-0 Tavistock leading there at the plate. Top of the second inning. Hit well, but foul. Blair Bender, second baseman for the Tavistock Merchants at the plate. Kyle Roth is on deck, and that'll be a once through the lineup for the Tavistock Merchants here in the top of the second. If you're just joining us in the first inning, Faubert struck out the first 2 batters he faced, gave up a walk, a single, and a double in succession, and that's where we are, 1-0 Tavistock. Faubert rolls that one in.
Of course, you know, there's a lot of us, if we're used to watching baseball, where you've got 90 feet down the line to first base. Player hits a ball here to the infield. The infielders really have to be on the top of their game if they're going to get a guy, particularly there we've got a base hit.
Single into center for Blair Bender, and that brings the number 9 hitter in the lineup for the Tavistock Merchants to the plate. This will be Kyle Roth, number 23. So he is the 9th batter to face Faubert here today for the Tavistock Merchants. They lead at 1-0. 1 out, top of the second inning, runner at first. That is Blair Bender. Blair's been pretty active here with a putout and One that went off his glove into center field, and now he's at first base.
Think you might lay one down here, Fred?
One out would be interesting to see. Shows no indication. Yeah. Kyle Roth, the batter, takes his stance. Faubert delivers, and this one is fouled away and
Just about picked off his coach there.
had to be very, very alert. One of the differences, and I know that your background is primarily baseball, but one of the differences between the two sports, which have massive similarities, but the big difference is I think everything happens at you quicker here in fastball.
No doubt about it.
And again, just to clarify, Bill's background is baseball, and so too is mine for majority. Called strike. Had to wait on it for just a second.
Umpire's pretty deliberate.
Softball Canada bringing the best of the best in terms of umpiring from right across the country to this Softball Canada event. Swing and a miss, and down he goes. Fourth strikeout for Faubert.
Yeah, and as you say, things happen fast, so when an infielder fields that ball, he can't be looking for it in his glove. He's got to be getting rid of it like immediately.
This is the shortstop, Andrew Van Boekel, 0 for 1 on the game, struck out to lead off the first. Runner at first base is Blair Bender. There's 2 away. This is the top of the second inning, and Tavistock at the plate wearing red have a 1-0 lead over the Delisle Pride. Cody Faubert will take his set. Fires a strike. Two away, 1-1 count.
Ooh.
So what was that? Was that a bunt or was that a slash?
Well, it looked like he was trying to do something, and then he changed his mind, so
Van Boekel again struck
pretty
out.
bold play if it was 2 out and he was trying something.
This one's high. Van Boekel started the ball game, striking out. One of 4 strikeout victims for Cody Faubert, pitching for the Delisle Pride. 2 away, runner at first. That's Blair Bender at first. A little outside. We'll see what transpires here with 2 away. There's the pitch, runner going, ground ball through the right side. So a single and an RBI went to second on the throw, and Van Boekel has made it 2-0.
Now, if I were scorekeeping, Fred, which I'm not, I would be giving the right fielder an error on that.
Okay.
Because there was no question the runner at first was going to make it to third. Absolutely no doubt. But he overran the ball out there, and it got behind him by 5 or 6 feet, and the third base coach just kept waving his arm for the runner from first, and he scored easily. Throw came in, but it was way off the plate.
Lots of hustle exhibited by Blair Bender to score from first on a 2-out single. I gave Van Boekel the single and then went to second on the fielder's choice, which was the throw into the infield.
Yep.
And maybe Delisle is about to make an alteration. Jack Becker will be the batter with 2 out, 1 in, and at second base is Andrew Van Boekel.
Not sure what the issue is over at the scorers bench with the umpires.
Yeah. Faubert still has the ball, looking as if he's still going to pitch. So again, this is one of the mysteries of fastball that pops up. I see this periodically when they've had various championships through the course of time in my home city of Owen Sound. But the discussion is there seems to be an objection from the Delisle side
And the umpire has his sheet out, his lineup card. And the Delisle coach is...
There are 10 players on the Tavistock Merchants roster or lineup card. Nate Ronning is the flex player, and he's also the pitcher, which means that he does not bat. So that's my only guess at this, and I don't even think that it's a 10% accurate guess on what the discussion would be. Now, Van Boekel has gone to third. Is that for a discussion, or did he get there on his own accord?
I think he's just having a discussion with his coach.
Okay. So this is our first delay of the affair. Took us to the top of the second inning to have one, which is good because I've been at a lot of these softball Canada championships where the first pitch of the first game, suddenly you have a dispute about the pitching rule or whatever.
Yeah.
So Van Boekel goes back to second base.
Which is where he belongs.
He almost goes back to second base. As the umpires now are having a discussion. Meanwhile, at home plate, Jack Becker and Max Major are having a discussion. And now we're going to have a third umpire come in. Part of the discussion.
Well, I don't believe he belongs past second base, frankly.
And for what it's worth, Van Boekel is now between first and second. So the umpires have had their conference. The Delisle manager has gone back to the dugout. Van Boekel will put his helmet on, stand on second. And so whatever that was, we've got it clarified for everybody except you and I. We've got two away. Van Boekel at second. It's 2-0 for Tavistock. In the ball game, Tavistock has 4 hits to this point. Becker struck out in the first inning. Takes a ball there. Faubert looks in for the sign.
Yeah, I can't for the life of me figure out what was going on there.
Well, over the course of the week, we'll have lots of opportunity to talk to people and find out what that was. 1 ball. Chopped to the third baseman. Long throw, and he got him, 5-3.
Boy, you just got him by a whisker.
Nice play at third base. That was Evan Young making the play. And so we go to the bottom of the second inning. Delisle Pride coming to the plate, trailing by a score of 2-0.
So that little number down there to third, Fred, I mean, he didn't really charge it. He waited till it got to him. And the runner was just out by a whisker. And that's what I was talking about before and what you had mentioned. Things happen so fast here. And when you've got to throw a ball all the way across the diamond, even on a smaller diamond like this, you better hope that runner is a little slower than the average.
After an inning and a half, the Tavistock Merchants have a 2-0 lead here over the Delisle Pride. This is game number 1 of 7 on the day here today. As mentioned, Bill, over the course of time, we're all building to Championship Friday in this particular division.
Yeah. And hopefully, come that day, these stands will be nice and full.
Yeah, good contingent of folks. Of course, Tavistock not that far away. I'm sure there's a Saskatchewan rooter somewhere around the Peter Hallman ball yard.
Yep.
Makes for a great vacation, too. If you're from Saskatchewan, your ball team, your son is playing in this ball tournament. So you come to Kitchener and you're here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday guaranteed. You hope you play Thursday. The top 6 out of 7 teams will advance to the playoff day, and you hope that you stick around for Friday. So it's a fun time and it's a great opportunity. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Leading off will be Evan Young, who's the third baseman for the Delisle Pride, who just made that play. Delisle down by a score of 2-0 here in game number 1 of Softball Canada's U23, being presented by the Kitchener Fastball Promotions. Ronning delivers high and hard. In the first inning, Ronning got 1 strikeout, a ground out, and a pop-up, so lots of variety in terms of his putouts. Faubert, by comparison, as Ronning throws a strike, Faubert, by comparison, has struck out 4 of his 6 putouts to this point in the ball game for Delisle. 1-1 count. Young slaps it to the shortstop, Van Boekel, across to first at Brooks, and it's a 6-3 putout.
So as I look around the diamond and I look at the trees, it'll be interesting to see what happens to fly balls and things that go fairly deep. Because if you watch the pitcher's shirt, you see the wind blowing his shirt. Like, there is a really stiff breeze here at the park today. And it's, from what I could tell walking in, from what I can tell right now, it's basically going from right to left across the diamond.
Looking at the flags between here and the Activa Center, definitely going from right to left.
Yeah.
1 ball on Nick Fry, the batter for Delisle. He slams one, and that's going to drop for a single.
Yep.
Second hit of the ball game for the Pride. That brings Ethan Sommerfeld to the plate. Sommerfeld, the right fielder.
Now batting number 16.
So if you were the coach and you were
Ethan
coaching your
Sommerveld.
right fielder, knowing what we just said a few minutes ago, would you pull him in a little bit with this win?
Well, you're also facing your number 7 batter as well. So you wouldn't suggest that it's a power hitter as he takes strike 1.
And he's right-handed.
Runner at first, Nick Fry. 1 away, bottom of the second. 2-0, Tavistock Merchants, the host team, leading the Saskatchewan representatives, the Delisle Pride. Going. And a nice stolen base, Bill.
I'll say.
The throw to second from the catcher, Aaron Waugh, was actually to the shortstop side of the base. And the shortstop, Van Boekel, almost had to do a perfect Veronica, to use a bullfighting analogy, to make the tag.
And it's interesting, he caught that ball out in front of the bag and to our left. And sometimes I think infielders, of all stripes, they get a little anxious. They want to go and get the ball as opposed to wait for the ball.
Okay, here's another point we'll get to after this pitch here in just a second. At the plate, Ethan Sommerfeld swings through and strikes out. So Sommerfeld is a right-handed batter.
Yep.
Was the throw not necessarily to go to the second baseman as opposed to the shortstop?
Well,
Now batting number 28.
the
Caleb
way I
Hamilton.
would perceive it, yes.
Okay, that's the way I was tied. Again, I could be wrong. It might be a strategy. It might be one more thing we've got to check on, Bill. 2 away, runner at second. Coming to the plate is Caleb Hamilton for Delisle, the first baseman. That's strike 1.
But he definitely caught that ball in front of the base. And he caught it maybe not belt high, but a little less than belt high, which tells me again that he maybe didn't have to go and get it.
Hamilton fouls that one off, Bill. Runner at second. Delisle looking to get on the board, down 2-0 here in the bottom of the second.
It's a game of little things, Fred. Just little things.
Sommerfeld in the box, takes the pitch, swings through, strike 3, and the third strikeout in the ball game for Nate Ronning. After 2 innings of play, the Tavistock Merchants have a 2-0 lead over the Delisle Pride. Tavistock coming up in the top of the 3rd inning. They have 2 runs on 4 hits. Mason McKay, the center fielder, will lead it off. For Delisle, after 2, no runs but 2 hits. In both cases, Bill, they've got men at second base.
Yeah. So I think that U22, U23, which this is, sometimes we forget they're young men, but we compare them to the so-called senior men a lot of times. And as good as they are, they still have a ways to go to reach that level. And I know I find myself in baseball with the Junior Panthers. Sometimes I get a little annoyed. I get a little, say, well, why would he do that? And then I forget.
Number 24, Mason
I
McKay.
forget that these are young guys and they're still working on their game.
Yeah, I'll have to ask Tavistock about that during the course of the week. I mean, they've got 5 more ball games to play, and conceivably for Tavistock could have playoff ramifications and a date in the final as the host team. If I run into a Tavistock player, I'll ask him what's the protocol on that, because again, my background is baseball, and when a right-handed batter was up, the throw to second was always to the second baseman.
Yeah.
So up now for the Tavistock Merchants in the third inning is Mason McKay, the center fielder. He'll be followed by Connor Brooks. McKay scored to open the ball game after taking a walk. He scored on the double by Aaron Waugh to give Tavistock the 1-0 lead. And if you're just joining us, it is 2-0, top of the third inning. McKay sets. Faubert the pitch. And this is hit well into left field.
Easy catch. Almost. He only had to move about 10 or 12 feet to his left.
That's Rhett Bernard out in left field. Makes a nice catch for Delisle, one away. Brings Connor Brooks to the plate. Brooks, the first baseman, singled in the first inning.
Now batting number 7,
I thought he scored
Connor
on the
Brooks.
double by Aaron Waugh, but it was a ground rule double, so he only got 2 bases out of it, rather than probably an easy score had it just hit the fence. This one to the shortstop, and a very quick 6-3 put out by Delisle, who seems to be finding their game certainly defensively. A nice play there at short by Caden Fedek.
So the pitcher's throwing 3 pitches and
Now
he's got
batting
2 outs.
number 31, Aaron
We'll see
Waugh.
if Aaron Waugh takes some time. Waugh with the biggest hit in the ball game, an RBI ground rule double. 2 away, top of the third inning. Tavistock at the plate, leading 2-0, and he takes a strike. Kobe Faubert pitching for the Delisle Pride today. He struck out 4 on the game, given up 4 hits. Little high. Are they being extra careful with Aaron Waugh?
Well, let's face it, in his first at bat, he flat out tagged that ball.
Bats in the number 5 slot for the Merchants, and very quickly is looking at a 3-0 count. Left-handed batter. Waugh looks at it, and he grounds it. Picked up by Faubert, tossed to first, and a very quick 1-3, and that ends the third inning. So as we go to the bottom of the third inning, the Tavistock Merchants have a 2-0 lead on 4 hits. Delisle Pride coming to the plate. Leading off will be the number 9 hitter, Rhett Bernard, who made that catch in left field as we start the bottom of the third inning.
We had no runs
So half a
scored,
dozen
no
pitches,
hits,
and he's out of the inning.
and no errors.
Curious swing, and again, this is something that a 3-0 count, and didn't necessarily get a lot of meat on that ball.
No, it was a low pitch, and he beat it into the ground before it trickled out toward first base. So, again, the protocols for a 3-0 count and 2 out, and a pretty good hitter up to the plate. Well,
As mentioned, Rhett Bernard will lead it off for the Delisle Pride. Pride will play again today at 5:30 this afternoon. They'll be on diamond number 2 here at the Peter Hallman Ball Yard when they go against the number 1 team from Ontario, Rostock Junior Batman. For the Tavistock Merchants, who are the host team and have a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the third, they will play again at 6:15, again back on this diamond, diamond number 1, when they go against Equipe Quebec. Little bit of a delay as Waugh was the last batter and was the catcher for the Tavistock Merchants. So it took him a little time to run to first, get his equipment. Now he'll take some warm-up pitches from Nate Ronning. Ronning in the ball game, Bill, has been very effective. He's given up 2 hits but no runs, and nobody from Delisle has advanced beyond second.
no, this kid's pretty impressive in my view.
Interesting how they deploy their arms, too, over the course of this tournament. Using Tavistock and Ronning as an example, I'm assuming he's their number one pitcher, but they have 5 more ball games to play, plus playoffs. Some ball players, some pitchers at this level could likely pitch 9 games during the course of the week, but what else do you have in the cupboard to maybe save an arm?
Yeah, and not knowing the teams, I mean, the coaches, of course, know all the teams. If this is his number one guy, that's great. I mean, let's face it, you want to start the tournament, you want to go out there with your best guy, and you want to get a win out of the way right off the hop.
Rhett Bernard in at bat, tries shows bunt, misses it, fouled off, and a strike 1. The other thing that I've noticed, again through the years, is sometimes as a tournament like this goes on and on, by the time you get to the championship game, you've got tired arms. And sometimes the championship game isn't nearly as good as some of the round robins. Strike 2 very quickly on Rhett Bernard.
Certainly your top guys, we've seen men here over the years. We've hosted the IFCs here. And some of the top guys on those teams, there's a swing and a miss right there. The top guys, they can go forever.
Yes.
I mean,
you can
we've seen
name the
Darren
names.
Zach here, for example.
Yes.
I think he could throw 100 innings in a row and it wouldn't matter.
In my neighborhood, the great story is Brad Underwood, who went
Yeah.
32 innings and won in 2 games.
Yeah.
We've got 1 down. Bernard is the 4th strikeout victim for Nate Ronning. And up to the plate is Caden Feddick, who led off the bottom of the first inning with a single. Swings through that one.
So I guess it all depends on the individual, what he can do.
Again, Tavistock will be playing here at 6:15 in their second game. So we'll see whether Ronning comes back or whether they go into the cupboard and have somebody else. 1 away, bottom of the 3rd inning. 2-0 for the Tavistock Merchants, who are the host team, leading over the Saskatchewan entry, the Delisle Pride.
And I've been at this very field over the years. When a pitcher is out there, he pitches and he has a good game, they win the game, and they figure, well, we're not going to see that guy for another 2 or 3 games. And sure enough, out in game 3, there he is.
Ronning delivers. That's low. Feddick looking to get on base for a second time in the ball game. His team down by 2, 1 away in the bottom of the 3rd, so they do need base runners. And so Feddick is on for a second time, and that's the first walk issued by Nate Ronning. That brings Justin Ritchie to the plate. He struck out this last time, but made a couple of attempts at bunting, Bill.
Yeah, so you're down by 2.
Number 19, Justin Ritchie.
Hard to say what's going to happen here. Again,
For what it's worth, the third base coach signal was belt to the brim. And it's a swing away. Called strike.
after we've been here for 2 or 3 days, we might start to see patterns with different teams and things that they do.
That one's a little high. Good job by the catcher for the Tavistock Merchants, Aaron Waugh, trying to frame that pitch. The umpire just wasn't buying it.
And given that he walked the first batter, I don't think he should be swinging it too much here.
Check swing, called strike.
So he's 2-1. You know the old story. You got 2 balls on you, wait till he throws you a strike before you...
Make him prove he can throw a strike.
Yep.
Well, he might get his 5th strikeout here. And he did.
There you go.
The difference for Ronning is that's the first time that he struck somebody out looking. All the other 4 have been strikeout swinging. That brings the catcher, Max Major, the number 3 hitter in the order for Delisle. Runner at first is Caden Feddick, the shortstop for Delisle. They're down 2-0. Nate Ronning has yielded 2 hits in the ball game, 1 walk. And he bounces this one in and it gets by the catcher.
I don't know if you noticed the last batter there on that last pitch. When it was coming in, he crouched down. He moved. And whenever you do that, an umpire is he's not going to give you the benefit of the doubt. You can't change the strike zone when the ball's almost in.
Left-handed hitting Max Major with a ball. Runner at second now, and he swings through. Major 0 for 1 in the ball game. He grounded out to the second baseman for the Tavistock Merchants, hitting a ground ball to Blair Bender. That back in the first inning. This is the bottom of the third, 2 out, runner at second. And he fouls this one off, Bill.
Interesting stance he's got there, Fred. His back leg, he's bent way down. Almost like he's looking for a springboard effect. Watch him.
Okay, so we're watching his left leg. 2 strikes on the batter. Looking for a 6th strikeout as well.
There he goes. Yeah.
And he hits it out there, but it looks like the center fielder's got room. And a nice catch in center field by Mason McKay to retire the side.
Interesting stance, but he hit it to, if there was a warning track out there, it would have been close to it. So
we've played 3 innings in game number 1 at Softball Canada's U23 Championship, put on by Kitchener Fastball Promotions. The Tavistock Merchants come to the plate here in the top of the 4th inning, holding a 2-0 lead. Tavistock 2 runs on 4 hits in the ball game. For the Delisle Pride, no runs, and they have 2 hits. From a pitching standpoint, Cody Faubert for the Delisle Merchants has struck out 4 batters in the game, and his opponent, Nate Ronning, has struck out 5 to this point. We want to thank CCDTV for bringing you the live stream. You can watch it on softball.ca, and we thank you for joining us, whether you're watching in Tavistock down the road or whether you're watching in Delisle, Saskatchewan today.
we've come a long way, haven't we? With games that, 5 years ago, the people in Delisle would not have been watching this game.
The people in Delisle or wherever across Canada would have waited until the team came home and said,
How'd
how'd you guys do?
And so, it's just to think that you can call on your smartphone or you can go on your desktop or your laptop and say, the boys are playing at 2 o'clock in Kitchener, let's catch the game.
Yeah. And catch it wherever you happen to be. If you're in Delisle, Saskatchewan, on your tractor, at the lake, at your cottage. If you're in Tavistock and you're at work today, hello wherever you happen to be watching today. I hope you're enjoying our game. This is game 1 of 7 on day number 1, all leading to Thursday's playdown games and then Friday championship in the U23 division. This will be Will Schlotzhauer. Gets it down.
Nice bunt. He's there. And the ball wasn't caught cleanly anyway, but he was there.
I gave him infield hit. How about you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Was fielded perfectly. Everybody did their job.
Schlotzhauer at first, the left fielder. Now at the plate is the designated player. That's number 8, Chad Brown. Brown grounded out to the second baseman in his first turn up. We'll see what Brown does. He's going to try and advance the runner and fouls it off. Looking at the corners here, Bill, for the Delisle Pride. Evan Young is at third base, and the first baseman for the Pride is Caleb Hamilton, and we'll watch them come charging in if we get a repeat of that first pitch. Again fouled off.
Mm-hmm. He's stabbing at that ball, Fred.
So rather than poking at it, what's the proper approach?
Well, first of all, you've got to square. You got to get the bat in front of you, because the object is to let the ball hit the bat, and you bring the bat slightly to deaden the ball. Now in fastball, the fastball itself is not as hard as a baseball, but
Chad Brown takes ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. Runner at first, Will Schlotzhauer. 2-0, Tavistock leading, but threatening very early here in the 4th. Fouled off.
And I think a lot of players, they go up there, they know they have to bunt, and the defense says this guy's going to bunt. So everybody knows you're going to bunt, or you're going to attempt to bunt. Don't try and make it a surprise, and you're there to bunt. So what's your objective? To move the runner. Period.
Which brings me back to another point that I noticed, and we'll get to that after the pitch. 2 strikes, little high, runner darting. I once did the Canadian Women's Fastball Championship. It was in Owen Sound. I want to say it was in 2002. And what I noticed was when the women bunted, they got the job done.
Because women, by and large, in most sports, lazy fly ball out to the left field there.
Rhett Bernard makes a second putout in the ball game, 1 down. I just thought that
women are textbook.
Yeah,
They do things by the book.
And again, I don't want to get hate letters or be told that I'm gender specific. And I ran a stolen base there, was timeout. So Schlotzauer caught everybody sleeping. Second.
Obviously, time wasn't called. And there's no need for it to be called.
That's just extremely alert base running by Will Schlotzauer of the Merchants to put himself in scoring position. 4th inning, 1 away, top of the 4th inning. Tavistock with a 2-0 lead and a runner in scoring position. That's Will Schlotzauer. Very alert play, Bill.
Yeah, everybody's standing around. The pitcher had the ball. He was not on the rubber. And he was walking toward the rubber, and all of a sudden, boom. Runner at first takes off.
Blair Bender, the second baseman, who's had a pretty active day today, scored a run. Takes that one for a strike. One away. Faubert takes the rubber. Takes a set. Ground ball, chopped to the shortstop. Thrown across in a very, very nice play by the shortstop for the Delisle Pride. That's Caden Fedek. On the play, Schlotzauer has moved to third base. So Tavistock threatening here, Bill, in the top of the 4th inning. Their number 9 hitter, the right fielder Kyle Roth, coming to the plate with a 2-0 lead and a runner just down the line.
Now batting for Tavistock, number 23, Kyle Roth.
First baseman's level with the bag. Third baseman's keeping the runner on.
Strike one called.
Strike one.
A 1-2-3 third inning for Faubert. He gave up a run in the first, highlighted by the RBI double by Aaron Waugh. Gave up a run in the second to Blair Bender. 1-2-3 in the third. And after the infield hit, stolen base, and fielder's choice, Schlotzauer is now at third base with 2 away.
Counts even.
High delivery. Be a major bonus if Roth, your number 9 hitter, can knock in a run. He struck out in his first at-bat, and in fact was the last strikeout victim of Faubert back in the second inning.
Looks like strike 2 to me, and it is.
Yeah, good-looking pitch. So Faubert, 1 pitch away from getting out of this and keeping his team very much in this ball game with an opportunity here in the 4th inning. Roth, by comparison, looking to make it a 3-0 spread. Fouled it off to stay alive.
Yep, he did.
We're approaching 3 o'clock here in Kitchener, Ontario. The defending champions will make their debut. That's the Monroe Mariners out of Newfoundland. They'll be going against Équipe Quebec coming up at 3:30 this afternoon, and we'll try and keep you up to date on that score as it goes along. Fouled off again. Big difference between 2-0 and 3-0.
Absolutely. Especially in fastball.
Haven't seen a lot of power to this point. Again, fouling it off. So
3 exact foul balls back to the screen.
Roth is being nothing if not persistent. We don't have a pitch count on Kyle Faubert. He's pitched very well in the ball game today. He's given up 5 hits, one of them on a bunt or infield hit. Only one that really you would say was whacked. That was the double by Waugh.
Yep.
This is really whacked, but it's whacked way foul.
Well, good for him. He's staying alive.
Quite a battle. That's 4 straight fouls.
Yep.
We thank everybody for joining us today at softball.ca and on Game Changer. Also, again, our thanks to CCD-TV for providing the live stream. We're at Diamond 1 of 3 here at the Peter Hallman Ball Yard. Great facility.
A wonderful facility. 2 of the diamonds are lit. The third one is not. There was talk about possibly putting lights at it at some point.
Faubert on the rubber, looking to try and dismiss Ross. And Ross grounds it. Faubert picks it up. 1-3 is the putout. No runs. The only hit was Will Schlotzauer's infield hit, 5th of the ball game for the Tavistock Merchants. And we go to the bottom of the 4th inning with the Delisle Pride coming to the plate, trailing by a score of 2-0 here in game number 1 of Softball Canada's U23 Championship.
In the top of the 4th.
Yeah, so this facility is...
There was no runs on 1 hit, no errors. And
I don't know whether they have the
score after 3.5
need
innings.
to light diamond number 3 or not.
Tavistock Merchants 2.
If
Delisle
this
Pride
tournament had
1.
more teams in it, then certainly diamond number 3 would be used. I mean, it's a perfectly good diamond. It's as big as all the other diamonds, and you can see how the extra fencing out there is put up to match the level of play. And so this diamond is now probably upwards of 20 years old. And
This is the other thing that impresses me about the city facility is the city's workmanship on the ballpark as well. And I was here a few years ago when the ISC was last here, and I was just really impressed with how well kept the Diamonds were and by the amount of manpower that was utilized to do it. I thought, in some of the smaller communities, including the one that I'm from, it sometimes is down to just 2 guys. And I thought kudos to Kitchener for having a full contingent.
you're right, and the ISCs are a very, very important tournament, of course, the number 1, let's face it.
Davis Laskowski steps in for the Delisle Pride. Bottom of the 4th inning. The Pride are trailing 2-0. Laskowski swings and misses at the first delivery from Nate Ronning. Ronning has given up just 2 hits and walked 1 batter here in the ball game. Delisle has had a runner on in all 3 innings to this point. Caden Fedek was on in 2 occasions, but nobody has touched third base yet for the Delisle Pride.
No.
Ronning sets and fires. Fouled away.
And of course, it's a long way from second to third.
It's like anything, right? The finish line always seems the furthest, whether it's fastball or marathon running. Davis Laskowski trying to get something going here for the Pride. Fouls this one off. Brooks at first for the Merchants. Bender at second. The shortstop is Van Boekel. And Jack Becker third. That's your infield for the Tavistock Merchants. Ground ball. Becker makes the play. It's fair. And a good throw across.
Excellent throw. The third baseman's got a great arm.
Really confident. You could just see that as soon as he fielded that.
Yep. He fired a rope right over there.
Laskowski, 0 for 2 on the ball game, popped up to Bender back in the first inning to end the first inning. That brings third baseman Evan Young to the plate for the Delisle Pride. 1 away, bottom of the 4th inning. Did he go?
It's a
Strike 1. Young grounded to the shortstop, Van Boekel. Back to start off the 2nd inning. Down by a strike. And again. So very quickly, Ronning is up 2 strikes. 5 strikeouts in the game for Ronning, looking for number 6 here, Bill.
we'll have a discussion about the whole issue of offering at a pitch.
Okay. Pardon me, I stand corrected. I thought it was strike 3.
Yeah, the first one was a ball because he didn't go. However,
6 strikeout in the ball game for Nate Ronning. The last 2 strikeouts have been looking. Now, in fairness to you and I, there are some obstructions between where we're sitting and what we're seeing. And the
Yes.
first base umpire right now looks like one of the poles on the screen. Here's Nick Fry.
Nick Fry.
Okay, so offering at a pitch.
yes, and that's the exact terminology that's in the rule book. Is there a definition of did he go? It's a trick question here, Fred.
Okay, Fry skies one into center field.
Yeah.
Camping under it for the Merchants is Mason McKay, and he makes his second putout of the ball game, and Delisle is done here in the 4th. Very quickly, Bill, after 4 innings of play, the Tavistock Merchants have a 2-0 lead over the Delisle Pride in game number 1 of the U23 Softball Canada event. For Tavistock, 5 hits and their 2 runs. For Delisle, no runs on 2 hits, and they have not had hits in the last 2
In the bottom
innings.
of the 4th inning, there were no runs on no hits.
So in the
no
rule
errors,
book, there actually is nothing.
on base. So at the end of 4 complete innings,
Did he go or
Tavistock
there's
Merchants
nothing about
2,
halfway.
Delisle
There's
Pride,
nothing
no
about
score.
breaking the plane. There's none of that in the rule book. The only thing in the rule book is the phrase, did he offer at the pitch? So in the umpire's judgment, it's just that. Did he offer at the pitch? Not did he go halfway. And of course, we watch television and we watch all this stuff. Oh, he went. Look at that. He went. He went. He went. But in fact, he doesn't necessarily have to have gone wherever gone is to have been deemed
Leading off at the
offering
top
at
of
the
the 5th
pitch.
inning, we
There
have
is a
number
phantom
68,
line that we
Andrew
sometimes
Van Boekel.
cross.
Yeah.
What in fact in hockey is goalie interference. You never know from one period to the next.
Yeah.
We move to the top of the 5th inning. The Tavistock Merchants will go to the top of their order. This is the shortstop, Andrew Van Boekel. Van Boekel 1 for 2 in the ball game. Ball 1. Van Boekel struck out to lead off the top of the 1st inning, singled in the 2nd inning, and drove in a run, knocking in Blair Bender to make it 2-0, and that's where we stand now, Bill.
It's a good, tight fastball game. As good fastball games are. They're tight.
Moving along, we're at about an hour and a change, and Boekel swings and misses as we go to the 5th inning. We see the next group of teams making their way to the ballpark. I believe that's in the white. It's either New Hamburg or Shallow Lake. I guess I can narrow it down to one of 2 teams. Mustangs to go against the Sting. And I will say this, the team in white is on the visiting team side. Same side as Tavistock, so maybe that is perhaps Shallow Lake. Which is one of the great things about these tournaments. As one game hits its climax, you see the players troop into the ballpark and getting ready for the next game that will go almost immediately thereafter. We have a 4 p.m. start for Shallow Lake and New Hamburg, which will be game 3 of the U23. Didn't mean to drift away. Van Boekel, the shortstop at the plate. Nobody out, top of the 5th inning. Van Boekel and the Tavistock Merchants holding a 2-0 lead. Cracks this one to center field. Nick Fry pulls it out of the sky, and we've got one down.
I guess if anybody were working the scoreboard today, Fred, they'd be sitting beside us here.
Now batting number 2, Jack
Nobody
Becker.
is.
Yeah, maybe it's
Well, other than we, out there we have the score,
Yeah.
as you can see, 2-0 in the 5th.
Maybe as the week goes on. This is Jack Becker. Fouls it off. Becker is 0 for 2 in the ball game. Struck out swinging in the top of the 1st inning. Grounded out in the top of the 2nd inning to the 3rd baseman, Evan Young. Down by a strike here. Good run for Kobe Faubert. He's retired 8 of the last 9. starting with the ground out by Becker. So the only player on the Merchants to reach space over the course of the last 3 innings was the bunt by Will Schotzenhauer. Fouled
I don't
off.
think there's any doubt. He's done his job. He's battled a little bit, but he's done his job.
And it's hard to say the start for Faubert, strikeout, and then a base on balls, and that's where he got into trouble, giving up a single and a double. So very quickly, instead of being 3 out, it's a 1-0 ball game that maybe, had the ball not bounced over the fence, would have been a 2-0 ball game. Fouled off again. I will say this, the Merchants are pesky.
Yep. Yeah. And give their pitcher credit. He's just been that much better.
On the ball game, the Merchants have 5 hits, one of them of the infield variety. Becker, the third baseman, as mentioned, 0 for 2 in the ball game. Left-handed swinger. Oh, and I think
looked like a good pitch.
Delisle certainly wanted it. I think Faubert wanted it because he's going to do a little bit of a walk around the circle.
The old saying goes, that was a good pitch. It just wasn't a strike.
A little bit of activity for Tavistock. Here's a ground ball that's going to get through on the right side. 6th hit of the ball game for the Merchants. And interestingly, on this case, time is called immediately.
Yeah. Did you see that second baseman got his hands up asking for time? He threw a lot of pitches there.
Mason McKay.
Justin Ritchie is the second baseman for the Delisle Pride. If you missed it in the last inning, by not calling time, they allowed Will Schlotzauer to steal a base, basically, in the truest sense of the word.
It was stolen.
Stole it. Ball 1 to Mason McKay. McKay has a run in the ball game. He walked in the first inning and came around to score. And he also flied out to the left fielder, Brett Bernard. Fouled away.
And that was one of those situations where the Delisle team, they were kind of looking at each other and what happened there? And of course they look at the umpires and the umpires say,
So the left fielder catches the ball, throws it into the infielder. Who's responsible for calling time?
anybody can ask for time, of course. But the umpires are not going to grant time just because they don't grant time unless somebody asks.
Right. So the shortstop, who I assume took the cutoff, or is that the duty of the catcher? Again, if nothing else, Bill, you and I have come up with some fabulous questions to be answered. This ball again sent into center field.
Shallow, yep.
And
Easy
another
catch.
nice catch out there. Busy inning for the center fielder of the Delisle Pride, Nick Fry.
Yeah, I don't think it's anybody's job particularly, Fred. I mean, the ball comes in. Probably the last thing anybody would expect would be the runner at first to all of a sudden take off. But nobody was on second.
It was just really alert play
Yes.
by Will Schlotzauer.
Yeah, give him credit.
This is the first baseman, Connor Brooks, for Tavistock. He is 1 for 2 in the ball game, singled and died at third base in the first inning, and hit a ground ball to Caden Feddick, the shortstop, in his last at bat in the third. Right-handed batter. If he can get on, that would bring Aaron Waugh to the plate, who really had the big blow in the ball game to this point. Down the pipe for a strike.
Yep.
2 away, top of the 5th inning. Tavistock at the plate in red with a 2-0 lead in game 1. That's a ball. 7 games on the go today. Another one at 3:30. Monroe, the defending champions out of Newfoundland, against Quebec. Shallow Lake and New Hamburg will be on this diamond, coming up at 4. Faubert gets the look, and it's fouled away. The number 1 seed from Ontario, the Rostock Junior Batman, will play Delisle at 5:30. Quebec against Tavistock at 6:15. New Hamburg against the defending champion Monroe Mariners at 7:45. And our final ball game tonight will be the Rostock Junior Batmen against the Shallow Lake Sting. It's a busy day.
As it should be.
And called strike, looking. And for Faubert, that's his 5th strikeout, and the first time it's been looking, and his first strikeout since the top of the 2nd inning.
I've seen him throw that pitch. It almost looked like a changeup of some sort. Because it just floated in there, and I think it completely fooled the batter.
So Jack Becker gets stranded at first base. Tavistock comes to the field in the bottom of the 5th inning, holding a 2-0 lead. They've out-hit Delisle 6-2 to this point in the ball game. Again, this is game 1 of 7 on the day. The tournament itself will be running right through Thursday and the playoffs, and then the championship game is set to go on Friday. So a lot of fastball here. In the under-23, we have 2 other tournaments taking place, Bill.
We do. There's a lot of there's baseball here for just about any taste you have in fastball. And senior men, we got women coming in here, so you're going to see a whole lot of different looks for fastball.
It's a great sport when it's played well, and we have a very, very good game here to start our tournament.
We do. This is a terrific game.
Host Tavistock, one of 4 Ontario teams here in Kitchener. Tavistock, the host, will see Shallow Lake and New Hamburg coming up next on this diamond. And then later, Rostock, the number 1 seed from Ontario, the junior Batman, will be in action. Ethan Sommerfeld will lead it off for the Delisle Pride here in the bottom of the 5th inning. In game number 1, the Pride trailing by a score of 2-0. Sommerfeld, Hamilton, and Bernard will be the batters. Nate Ronning, ball to the hip, into the glove, takes his set. Ground ball, great play,
Ooh, just inside
great hit.
that.
And you can hear the Saskatchewan contingent as Sommerfeld leads off with a double.
That was just inside the bag. Nothing a third baseman could have done with that.
Becker made a marvelous play back in the 4th inning to retire Davis Laskowski at third, but he wasn't going to get that one.
You gonna lay one down here, Fred? What do you think?
Down by 2.
The third baseman's in.
Your number 8
First
batter is
baseman
up.
is a little bit in.
The batter is Caleb Hamilton. He's going to swing away, and he offered at a high pitch. Did he go?
Yep.
Yes, he did.
Oh yeah.
I looked at the screen, and there's no umpire there between first and second. You know what? By the time my stint is done here on Thursday, I will have figured out all the configurations of Peter Holman Ball-Yard, which again is a beautiful green facility. Certainly helped today by some rain. This one is popped to second.
So I guess they weren't laying one down.
Played out there by the second baseman, Blair Bender. One away. Rhett Bernard is due up, but I think we've got a pinch hitter coming up.
We do, number 14.
This is Jordan Durham. And if you're wondering why Bill and I are a little scattered about things at times here today, we got the lineups after the first putout was made in the top of the first inning. So we're playing a little bit of catch-up. Maybe that's like a magician telling his tricks, but the bottom line is, if you're wondering why I was searching to find out who 14 was, it's here on Game Changer. Jordan Durham with a runner at second, 1 out, team down by 2. Strike 1 called.
He's arguably the most deliberate umpire I've ever seen.
It's not quick, and again we come back to our scoreboard, which could probably help us as well. Look at me making the excuses here, Bill. That one's low. Healthy jump at second base for Ethan Sommerfeld. Third hit of the ball game for the Delisle Pride. They trail it 2-0. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. 1-1. That's high. The catcher Waugh cranked a throw or faked a throw to second base. Sommerfeld wasn't having any of it. 2 balls, 1 strike, Bill.
Anything can happen here, Fred. But there's no bunt on. A little late.
Fouled away. After Durham, providing he doesn't somehow hit into a double play, Caden Feddick, the leadoff hitter for the Pride, is up. Feddick is 1 for 1 with a base on balls. So can Durham move the chain along here. 2-2 is the count. Takes it low. I've got 3-2, Bill, so this is a payoff
This is a
pitch
full
coming.
count. Yep.
Nate Ronning, the pitcher for Tavistock, leans back. And it's cracked. Into center field.
Yep.
A single and an RBI for Durham.
Good poke.
And I will say this for the crowd here at the Peter Holman Ball Yard. It's pretty apparent that the Delisle fans are a little more boisterous. Going back to first base is Rhett Bernard, so he will run. Durham with the RBI single. Bernard re-enters the ball game to run at first, which brings Feddick to the plate. And again, Feddick has been on both times in the ball game. Singled in the bottom of the first inning, walked in the bottom of the third, comes to the plate for the third time in the bottom of the 5th with his team trailing 2-1. Slams it to first base. Brooks will step on the bag just barely, beating his man. So 3 unassisted, which moves Bernard to second base with 2 out, bringing Josh Ritchie to the plate. Ritchie is 0 for 2 on the ball game. He struck out both times, swinging in the first, looking in the third.
Now batting number 19, Justin Ritchie.
2 away, 2-1. Tavistock with the lead, bottom of the 5th inning. And a bunt. Is he going to beat it out? Brooks makes the tag. Nicely done.
Yes.
Delisle gets a run on 2 hits. Some pretty good fielding at first base today by Connor Brooks, who made the last 2 putouts unassisted. After 5 complete innings, the Tavistock Merchants have a 2-1 lead over the Delisle Pride. For Tavistock, 2 runs on 6 hits, no runs since the 2nd inning. For Delisle, who scored in the bottom of the 5th inning, they have 1 run on 4 hits, and we go to the 6th.
1 left on base. So after 5 complete innings,
So the tight ball game we were talking about
Tavistock
just got tighter.
Delisle Pride 1.
Which makes a big difference in terms of, I think, the entertainment value and the value of your tournament. And it applies to every tournament, but I've seen enough Softball Canada tournaments where every now and then you get a slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
And it's not fun to watch. It's not fun to obviously to participate in. But this ball game has been tight from the 2nd on, and I think Delisle, if anything, are getting their pins underneath them.
And fastball,
Leading
Sorry,
off in the top
as you
of the
say, a
6th
slaughter.
inning for Tavistock is
6-1
number
could be
31,
considered
Aaron
a slaughter.
Law.
you know, let's face it.
We'll see what transpires in the men's division, but I've been privy to see some games that were 15-3 after 3 innings, that sort of thing, and that's not fun. Aaron Waugh, who doubled in the 1st inning, will lead it off for the Tavistock Merchants. He grounds one to the second baseman. Nice play there to scoop it up by Justin Ritchie, and the putout is made 4-3.
1 pitch, 1 out.
As the game has gone on, Faubert for Delisle has been very efficient in the number of pitches that he's used.
He has, and
Now batting
again,
number
he's
28, Will
he's
Slotzhouse.
had a little bit of rough spot, but I give this kid credit. He's
Here's the left fielder, Will Schlotzauer, who fouls that one off. Schlotzauer made that great heads-up base running play in the 4th inning. Was left stranded at third, but was a very, very alert base running play on his part. He got on with a bunt. He stole second when Delisle essentially fell asleep and then moved to third on a fielder's choice.
And they're not discounting the fact that he might bunt again. If you want, look at the first baseman here. Third baseman's pretty much level.
High and outside. One away, top of the 6th inning, 2-1 ball game. Tavistock Merchants the host, leading Delisle, Saskatchewan. The Pride scoring in the bottom of the 5th to tighten things up just a little bit. Faubert with the pitch.
Whoa.
There is the bunt, and it's fouled.
I think we have a full count here.
Since a single by the shortstop, Andrew Van Boekel, in the top of the 6th inning, Faubert has retired everybody except Schlotzauer, who had the infield hit.
There's a punch out to the line, down the line, left field. And an overthrow to second. First baseman's backing up. Check that. Second baseman was backing up. Overthrow to the shortstop. So we've got a single and an error on, I guess, the left fielder, although we might.
I put E7 on the throw.
I think so. It was.
And I apologize to Delisle, Saskatchewan, because I jinxed them. I was saying how clean things had been, just 2 hits over the course of the last 4 innings. And then Will Schlotzauer, who's having a pretty good game, finds himself at second with just 1 out. This is Chad Brown, the designated player. He grounded out to the second baseman, Ritchie, and flied out to the left fielder, Bernard. 0 for 2 in the ball game. Blair Bender is on deck, the second baseman for the Tavistock Merchants. This one is grounded to short. Nice play at shortstop to get the putout. Wow, what a play by the shortstop, Caden Fettig.
Saved a run.
So Fettig's great play keeps it 2-0. Schlotzauer moves over to third base with 2 out, and that brings Blair Bender to the plate. 1 for 2 with a single, and he too had grounded out to Fettig at short back in the 4th inning. So for the second time, Schlotzauer finds himself at third base with 2 out. Bender taps that one foul, Bill.
Now, is it my imagination, or are they swinging a little earlier in the count here?
Well, as I was saying, Faubert has been very efficient in a number of these innings, getting 1 and 2 outs very, very quickly.
Yep.
Two away, runner at third, 2-1. Tavistock with the lead, they're batting. Outside. Schlotzauer at third, Bender at the plate. Bender 8th in the lineup for the Tavistock Merchants. Delisle Pride, Cody Faubert fires again high. Faubert struck out the first 2 batters he faced in the ball game. He had 4 strikeouts through 2 innings. He has just 1 since. That's called strike.
This is a really pivotal time. Saskatchewan went out and got a run back in the last inning. And now here's Tavistock with a runner at third.
So Faubert takes his position, and this is fouled away. Just looking ahead to the bottom of the 6th inning, Bill, it will be the meat of the order for Delisle, 3, 4, and 5. Major, Loskowski, and Young, albeit none of them have reached base to this point in the ballgame.
Yep. But they'll be looking at that pitcher for the third run through.
Here we go again, Faubert. Change up, popped up. Ritchie calls for it. And the second baseman, Ritchie, will make it the end of the inning. Through 5.5 in Game 1 at the Softball Canada U23 Championship put on by the Kitchener Fastball Promotions, the host team, the Tavistock Merchants, are holding on to a 2-1 lead as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. For Tavistock, their 2 runs came individually in the first and second innings, nothing over the last 4. They have 7 hits in the ballgame off Kobe Faubert of Delisle. Saskatchewan, or the Pride from Delisle, coming to the plate, trailing 2-1. They have 4 hits in the ball game, and it will be Max Major, Davis Laskowski, and Evan Young due up for the Pride.
So as you said a minute ago, we're coming into the meat of the order again. Pivotal time. Oh, and we've got a new chucker.
So here we go for Tavistock.
Number 99.
All right, let's find out who he is.
Southpaw.
99. This is Reese Yancey. And that's a fastball name, is it not?
It's a fastball name and it's a Waterloo Region name.
So
Now
Reese
pitching
Yancey
for Tavistock is
will
number
come in left-hander to go against Max
99,
Major,
Reese Yancey.
who is a left-handed swinger.
And once again,
Slot in the
as
bottom
we sit here and look out at the mound, this young fellow is a big
is number 1,
dude.
Max Major.
He is a tall guy. Look at him stand there with the other players, and nobody's looking down at him.
Second pitcher of the ball game. So that closes the book on Nate Ronning, who gave up 1 run on 4 hits, struck out 6 in the ball game.
He's doing a little housekeeping out there on the rubber.
Wow.
Woo!
He's got some zip. Major got on it and fouled it off. But that had some zip. As fast as Ronning was, I think that first pitch from Yancey had equal zip, if not faster.
Well, not only that, but even his arm action, it is just wicked.
Couple of rocks, fires it. Not as fast that time. Major swings through it. Major 0 for 2 in the ball game. Grounded out to the second baseman, Bender. And he pops this one up, and Bender's got to play.
The other thing I noticed here, compared to the starting pitcher for Tavistock, this fellow doesn't waste any time. You watch him.
2
Yeah.
rocks and away it goes.
Yep. Like he goes up, steps on the rubber, and says, "Let's go."
Davis Laskowski, the designated player for Delisle, 0 for 2 in the ball game. Fouls this one off. Popped up to Bender at second in the first. Grounded out third to first on a ground ball that was played by Becker back in the 4th inning. 1 away here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Again, the changeup called strike.
Yeah, so he's now walking around the circle much. He gets the ball, toes the rubber.
And again, a ground ball. Yancey will field it, flip it over to Brooks, and there's 2 away. So Yancey, since coming in, has got Major to pop up to second, and then an infield 1-3, and very quickly there's 2 away, bringing Evan Young to the plate. Young, the third baseman for Delisle, grounded out to the shortstop Van Boekel, and struck out in the 4th inning. So what makes fastball a very good sport as well, Bill, is that the pitch, when you have a pitcher that gets it and fires it, makes for a very rapid and fun game.
Oh yeah. Because a lot of them do. They walk around that circle like, you know, they put 50 steps between every pitch. Now there he just stepped away. That's probably the furthest he's gone since he stepped on the hill.
Yeah, his second pitch wasn't what he wanted. This one is fouled away. Young a little behind on it as he fouls it off to the right side. Young, a right-handed swinger. Yancey looking to make it a 1-2-3 6th and send his team to their last at bat in the 7th with a 2-1 lead. So there's two that have been relatively low and somewhat wild.
Yeah, maybe I ought to take a breather.
Looking for the count, 2-2. Again, the starting pitcher, Nate Ronning, struck out 6 during his stint. This is grounded. Yancey will field that nicely on the backhand, and a pair of grounders ends the affair.
Kind of gave it a ho-hum. Nothing to it.
That's 6 complete innings. 2-1 ball game. The Tavistock Merchants coming to the plate, leading the Delisle Pride in Game 1 of Softball Canada's U23 event. The event here at the Peter Hallman Ballyard in Kitchener is put on by Kitchener Fastball Promotions. For Tavistock, as they come to the plate in the 7th, again a 2-1 lead. They've got 7 hits in the ball game. They'll start with the bottom of the order, Kyle Roth, followed by Andrew Van Bokel and Jack Becker at the top of the lineup. I'm Fred Wallace, along with Bill Pegg here at the beautiful Peter Hallman Ballyard in Kitchener. We had rain today at noon. We had rain at 1.
Yep.
And since 1 o'clock, we've had nothing, which is what we want.
Beautiful clouds in the sky, but lots of blue sky as well. And but if you look at those flags now, Fred, they are standing right at attention, going across the diamond from right to left.
Our projected low tonight, I thought I saw 19 degrees for Kitchener, so a nice night for fastball. We're just beyond 3:30, so that means our second game in the U23 championship between Equipe Quebec and the Monroe Mariners is underway on diamond number 2. Coming up in about 25 minutes' time, the New Hamburg Mustangs will go against the Shallow Lake Sting. The Mustangs are Ontario 2 and Shallow Lake listed as Ontario 3. We invite everybody on behalf of the Kitchener Fastball Promotions to come join us here at the Peter Hallman Ballyard. Good contingent, obviously a lot of Saskatchewan people here to see today's ball game based on their lone run in the ball game.
So I don't know if anybody ever looked up on the website in Kitchener about the parks and some of the names and everything. Peter Hallman was, the Hallman family was very, very instrumental in bringing fastball to the community. Jim Hallman, whom I talked to earlier today, he's been a big fastball guy, and his late brother Peter, who died tragically in a motorcycle accident a number of years ago. So when this park was conceived, the naming it after Peter was almost a no-brainer.
Okay. Here's another difficulty that we're running into, Bill. 24 is pitching for Delisle, Saskatchewan, and I apologize, there is no 24 on my game changer roster. I'll look one more time. I've got a 22, a 23, a 20, and a 28. Ground ball bounces over the third baseman.
I think that was a foul ball. Yep. Umpire was up right away with his hands. That could have been big trouble.
So strike one, and again, my apologies to the pitcher and to those that are watching for Delisle Pride. Game Changer does not have a number 24. Number 24 is, in fact, pitching for Delisle. The batter is Kyle Roth. Roth 0 for 2 in the ball game. Struck out in the top of the second. Grounded pitcher to first in the 4th inning. 1-1 count. Swing and a miss. Lots of zip on that ball.
I didn't notice Fred coming in if there were any programs for the tournament.
Well,
listing the lineups. And
there's another strike 3. And so whoever 24 is, that's his first strikeout in the ball game. That brings the Tavistock Merchants to the top of the order. Andrew Van Bokel, the shortstop, due up. Van Bokel 1 for 3 with an RBI. He singled in the second inning to drive in Blair Bender.
I also don't know what the rules are regarding players changing numbers.
Yeah. I run into this, and it's not just fastball. It's every sport that I go to and do, Bill, is in this internet age, you get a piece of information put in front of you that's not necessarily correct.
Yeah.
And being a professional, if you put something on a piece of paper, I'll read it. But I can't find a number 24. Van Boekel stands in. We don't have time to get into it, but during a hockey tournament in Owen Sound this past winter, there was a celebrated miscue on my part where I missed one of the players simply because he wasn't on the list. Back to the ball game. One away, top of the 7th inning, 2-1 Tavistock leading. Inside, Van Boekel dances away.
However, we're not just us, but anybody doing this job is at the mercy of the people providing the data, let's face it. And we're not trying to throw anybody under the bus here.
We learned a valuable lesson, though. We will go down and take a photo of the lineups because nobody brought lineups up to us. And again, that's why Bill and I were a little behind the count when we started our ball game today, but we've been able to manage to this point. And again, we thank you for watching on CCD TV through softball.ca.
And all you folks in Delisle, as you can see if you're watching, your pitcher, who shall remain nameless for a minute or so anyway, doing a good job.
Pride pitcher. Ground ball.
There's a little nubber out.
Richie's got to hustle after it, but makes the play. 2 away. That brings the third baseman, Jack Becker, to the plate. Becker is 1 for 3 in the ball game. He singled in the 5th inning, but remained stranded at first base. His other 2 at-bats, he struck out in the top of the 1st, and in the 2nd, he had a ground ball to Evan Young, the third baseman, who made the play for Delisle. 2 away, 2-1 Delisle trailing against Tavistock. Tavistock at the plate. Swing and a miss by Becker. Sometimes, Bill, the things that are designed to make things easier just aren't.
It just doesn't.
Just don't. When I do cross-country meets and those sort of things, I have a famous saying for parents and grandparents and relatives: if you think you're helping, you're not. The same applies to the internet. Becker, the batter, swings through again. 2 strikes.
Well, the tech guys are good. We've got some beside us here from Conestoga College, and they're doing a great job.
Yep. Again, providing this right across the country and probably around the world for fastball fans. Just missed, although the first baseman
he was on his way to the dugout.
Caleb Hamilton was well on his way. 2 strikes on the batter. This is Jack Becker for Tavistock. 2 away, top of the 7th inning. Tavistock leads it 2-1. That one's high. On your phone, can you pull out who number 24 is for Delisle? That's the one man we're missing. Getting a little bit of assistance here. 24. What was the name again? Nate Thiessen. So there we go, Nate Thiessen. And again, we apologize for not having that name earlier. 2 away. And a called ball for the walk. Thiessen walks his first man. That brings Mason McKay to the plate, the center fielder. A lot of delay on that. Again, most of the Delisle players were on their way to the dugout, figuring that was strike 3. 2 away, Becker at first, McKay at the plate, 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Thiessen delivers, strike 1. So yeah, I have Nate Thiessen on Game Changer as number 23. So these are the sort of things that bushwhack poor Fred Wallace. Thiessen again sets and fires. This one's low. 1-1 is the count. McKay, third in the lineup for Tavistock. trying to get a little bit of insurance. Two balls, one strike. Tavistock not going quickly here in the 7th inning.
Not quite as aggressive as they were.
Thiessen delivers. Change up. Missed the target. Again, McKay 0 for 2 in the ball game. 2 fly balls, 1 to left, 1 to center. And he takes a walk. So back-to-back walks by Thiessen have put runners at first and second with 2 away. And that brings Connor Brooks to the plate. Brooks 1 for 3 with a single in the first. Grounded out to the shortstop for the Delisle Pride, Caden Feddick. And in his other at-bat, Brooks struck out looking. Yeah, see there, just looking at your program, Nate Thiessen. So we're going to make a quick alteration here. There we go. The program now has been updated officially, Bill. Connor Brooks to the plate. 2 away, 2 on. Tavistock leading 2-1. And threatening to add to it here with a runner in scoring position, and also with McKay at first base. Strike 1. A bullet on that one, Bill.
I'll say.
Thiessen started with a strikeout and a ground ball to Ritchie, but then walked the next 2 batters. That's put McKay at first, Becker at second, Brooks at the plate. Down by a strike. And he pops it up, and this will be tough, although Ritchie is drifting over, and Ritchie will scoop it in the mid, almost like an ice cream cone. And that ends the 7th inning.
And Delisle can take a breath.
6.5 done. The Tavistock Merchants will take the field holding a 2-1 lead over the Delisle Pride in Game 1 of Softball Canada's U23 Championship, presented by Kitchener Fastball Promotions. For Tavistock through 7, 2 runs. They had 7 hits in the ball game. Delisle, due up this inning, will be Nick Fry, Ethan Sommerfeld, and Caleb Hamilton. Again, just getting underway, the defending champions from Monroe Mariners, who won the tournament last year here in Kitchener, are in against Quebec. That game starting about 14 minutes ago. Coming up at 4 o'clock here on Diamond 1, New Hamburg Mustangs will go against the Shallow Lake Sting. That would be Ontario 2, New Hamburg, against Shallow Lake, Ontario 3. Nick Fry will lead it off. Fry singled and stole in the 2nd inning, was left stranded at second. And then in the 4th inning, he flied out to the center fielder, Mason McKay.
So here we go.
Tavistock and Reese Yancey looking to nail it down. Fry, the center fielder for Delisle, takes a changeup for strike one. Yancey rocks again. This one had some zip. Strike two. So Fry in the hole. No balls, 2 strikes. Yancey looking to make it a quick one here. Fouled away. Sommerfeld will follow. Sommerfeld has the lone run for Delisle after he doubled in the 5th inning. Good eye there to take ball 1.
I'll say that's. Not sure I'd take that pitch again.
Like I say, exhibited a good eye. Inside, 2-2. So Fry has worked the count from 0-2 to 2-2 as Yancey does some maintenance in the pitching circle. Yancey trying to nail it down for the host Tavistock Merchants. They lead it 2-1. 2-2 count on the leadoff batter, Nick Fry. Change up.
I think
got
he
him.
just looked at strike 3. Yep.
So for Yancey, that's his first strikeout in the ballgame. Ethan Sommerfeld, the right fielder, now batting for Delisle. Sommerfeld is 1 for 2. Struck out in the second inning against Nate Ronning, and then doubled off Ronning in the 5th inning. Way out in front of that.
I'll say it's also very high.
Sommerfeld, who hit the biggest hit of the game for Delisle, the double, looking to become a runner, potentially the tying run. Yancey fires low, so that evens the count at 1, Bill.
It's tough. It's tough in fastball. One count. It's tough enough to get on base, but when you got the gun at your head with two outs left.
And again, the changeup, very effective.
Bottom fell out of that pitch.
Yancey mixes very, very nicely. He's got a blistering fastball, and he's got a very effective changeup that he used to strike out Nick Fry. He's got 2 strikes on Ethan Sommerfeld. Sommerfeld looked at strike 3. So back-to-back strikeouts here in the 7th inning, which brings Caleb Hamilton due up for Tavistock. But we're going to have a pinch hitter, and it's going to be number 6.
Number 6.
Tom Norris.
And as the saying goes, Fred, down to their last gasp.
Norris is a left-handed swinger who will go against the lefty Yancey. Nate Ronning started for Tavistock. He went 5 complete, gave up 4 hits, 1 run against, and Ronning in the ballgame struck out 6, 4 swinging, 2 looking. Tom Norris conceivably is the last hope for Delisle here in the bottom of the 7th inning against Reese Yancey. Hamilton, for his part in the ballgame, was 0 for 2, struck out in the second, and grounded out to the second baseman Bender in the 5th inning. Changes have been made. Scorers being officially informed now. Our scorers table is down the first base line here at Peter Hallman Ball-Yard. And that change has been duly noted. 2 away, 2-1, Tavistock leads, bottom of the 7th inning.
Tom Norris.
If Delisle is to rally, it will be on the bat of Caleb Hamilton, a pinch hitter, and Rhett Bernard, who is the number 9 batter. Fouled away. Bernard is on deck. He was pinch hit for back in the 5th inning when Jordan Durham had the RBI single for the lone run for Delisle. 1 strike. Norris looks at ball 1.
In the dirt. He moves it around, doesn't he? In the dirt, up high.
1-1 count. That's hit and well hit. Way out to right field. Way out. He's going for 3. Tavistock having some difficulties making the relay, and it's a tie ball game. Wow. I wasn't sure from our vantage point whether it cleared right center or not. Obviously it didn't. And Tom Norris has tied the ball game. What a start to our tournament. Inside the park home run for Tom Norris. Fouled away by Bernard. Rhett Bernard on the ball game. 0 for 1. He struck out in his only plate appearance in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
It ain't over till it's over.
So Bernard offers at that one, and very quickly he's down to 2 strikes. So I'm not saying that we didn't see it coming, but that's a surprising turn of events. 2-2 tie here in the 7th. Grounder to Becker, flip to first, and that's the side. So we go to extra innings, all tied up at 2. 1 run on 1 hit in the bottom of the 7th inning. 2-2 tie for Delisle. They have 5 hits in the ball game. The most notable, the pinch hit inside the park home run by Tom Norris to tie it up. Tavistock in the ball game, 2 runs on 7 hits. They got their runs in the first inning and in the second inning and have been blanked over the last 5.
And of all the games that I've watched in this park over 2 decades, never seen that. I have never, ever seen that.
You want some drama, and there's probably going to be lots over the course of this tournament, and all 3 tournaments that are being staged, the Masters and the men's to go along with U23. That's a pretty impressive start.
They'll be talking about that in the coffee shops tomorrow morning in Delisle.
He just became Delisle's most prominent citizen.
He might be up for mayor.
So if I'm not mistaken, this is Connor Brooks going to second base by the international tiebreaker rule, or the Softball Canada tiebreaker rule, a rule that, interestingly, Major League Baseball adopted for Major League Baseball play.
And I like it. I think it's a good rule. Adds a little something to the game with strategy. And I think it's good. And I think the fans like it, no matter what level.
Here is Aaron Waugh to lead it off, top of the 8th inning in a 2-2 game between the Tavistock Merchants and the Delisle Pride.
You also might be talking about it in a couple of the coffee shops over in Tavistock tomorrow morning.
Had them down to their last out, and then a pinch hit home run by Tom Norris, an inside the park home run at that. Thiessen will deliver his first pitch to Aaron Waugh, the catcher. Swings through.
He was going for the pump there, I think.
As the visiting team, do you play for the run? Or with your number 5 hitter who's got a double in the ball game, do you let him swing?
Well, even a fly ball to center or right potentially can push that runner over to third base.
Strike 2 very quickly.
However, the operative word there is fly ball.
Nate Thiessen is the pitcher now for Delisle. Very quickly in the top of the 7th, he got 2 out and then ran into some location problems walking back-to-back batters. Now he's got a runner at second via the tiebreaker rule, that being Connor Brooks. But he's got 2 strikes very quickly on Aaron Waugh. Little high, waste pitch. That'd be great. Thanks, Trevor. Trevor's looking after us today for lineups once we realize the rotation. Ground ball picked up by Young. Throws to first for the putout.
Did the job.
That gets Brooks to third with 1 out. Nice play by Evan Young. Bringing Will Schatzhauer to the plate. Will has had a pretty eventful game, both in the field and at the plate. He's been on his last 2 outings with an infield hit and with a single. 1 away. Young coming in, anticipating bunt.
First baseman isn't going very far. He's sticking close to home.
Thiessen rocks and delivers, and that's fouled away very quickly for 2 strikes. You're watching CCD TV, their presentation of Softball Canada's U23. And again, Bill and I remind you that there are 2 other tournaments running concurrent with this in Kitchener. The men's, which will essentially begin late tomorrow night, and the Masters tournament as well coming up tomorrow. Ball 2. Two-two ball game, top of the 8th inning, 1 out, runner at third. Will Schlotzhauer is the batter for Tavistock. Swings through. Now Schlotzhauer is going to have to regroup. Thiessen looking to strand a runner at third. Just 1 away though. Here's the pitch. Fouled away. With 2 strikes, Tavistock has proved to be extremely resilient at the plate.
Well, especially this kid. He's had a good game.
Batting 6th in the lineup. Again, he is 2 for 3 in the ball game. An infield hit and a single. Been to third base the last 2 times he's been to the plate, but has not scored. 2-2 is our score in the 8th. Ground ball to first. He's going to come home with it. He's safe. And then they tag Schlotzhauer. So after he gets an RBI, I guess that's 3-2 on the putout, but the run comes in to score.
I'm not sure why Schlotzhauer didn't run that ball out.
It's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other with Schlotzhauer. And, you know, I don't play this sport to the level that he does, but he made such a terrific alert base running play early in the game.
That's very odd because...
All right, so what do we have here?
There was no question that the first baseman was coming home with that ball.
Yeah.
And if Schlotzhauer is running in the baseline where he should be, first baseman wouldn't have had time to try and tag him and then go after the runner.
Yeah. Caleb Hamilton really only had 1 play.
Yeah.
And to prevent the run, to cut it off, he had to come to the plate. So 3-2 is our score. 2 out, top of the 8th inning. Nobody on.
It's very, very odd.
Chad Brown, designated player, center fielder, or pardon me, designated player, number 8, is at the plate. Strike 1. Hamilton could not have gone and touched the base and then come home. The
Oh, no, he
was
was.
score.
You're right, he was halfway to the plate, Fred.
Strike 2.
And he was well inside the line. Like that ball wasn't really near the foul line. It was 2 or 3 feet inside the line.
Connor Brooks has scored for Tavistock to give them the 3-2 lead. It's his first run of the game, albeit had the ball stayed in play in the first inning, he would have scored as well. Brown gets ready. Left-handed swinger. 2 away. Thiessen the pitch. Got him. So for Thiessen, that's his second strikeout. But Tavistock gets one on no hits, and they take a 3-2 lead here, going to the bottom of the 8th inning.
So that might be a question if we're talking to one of the Tavistock coaches after this game is over. So, Coach, how about your player there that wanted the ball?
Reese Yancey will come to the plate. By my scorebook, Rhett Bernard will start at second base by the tiebreaker rule. And it's the top of the Delisle order. Caden Fedek, who's had a very good game at shortstop, will lead it off. He's 2 for 3 on the day with a ground ball to first. Ritchie, 0 for 3 in the game. And Max Major, 0 for 3 in the game. So can Delisle square it up, or can Delisle play 2?
Because definitely the second out was the kid that bunted the ball, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Caden Fettig will stand in for the Delisle Pride representing Saskatchewan. This is game 1 of Softball Canada's Under-23 Championship. First of 7 on day number 1. Reese Yancey, the pitcher for Tavistock, trying to nail it down. Fettig showing no signs of bunting, but he takes a strike. Fettig has been good both at the plate and in the field. 2 hits at the bat, although he swings through that one for strike 2. 2 singles on the ball game and some good plays at short.
Mm-hmm.
But very quickly, Yancey is up 2 strikes. He gets some meat on it, but it taps it foul. So it remains no balls, 2 strikes. Reese Yancey struck out the first 2 batters in the last inning in the 7th and was 1 out away from nailing it down. Instead, we've got a 3-2 ball game. Way high. Good waste pitch. Because Fettig thought about it.
Mm-hmm.
Single conceivably ties it. And just heightens the drama. Another ball, and that gets through the catcher.
Yeah, he was there by a mile.
So moving to third base is Rhett Bernard. Fettig has worked the count back to even. Base hit or a decent fly ball squares the affair bill. Infield in for Tavistock. Called looking. For Yancey, that's 3 strikeouts.
Obviously, the umpire, the batter knows if it's strike 3, but the umpire is a little more dramatic in letting the rest of us know.
Again, Tavistock in at third and first. Van Boekel and Bender are a little closer to the circle than normally they would. Strike 1 on Justin Ritchie. Ritchie is 0 for 3 in the ball game.
He laid one down last at bat, I believe. Did he not?
Tried to bunt in the first inning and struck out.
Yep.
And then you're right. Attempted a bunt in the 5th as well. That ball is high. One away, runner at third base, Rhett Bernard. Delisle down 3-2 with another ball. For Ritchie, there are lots of options. Single, fly ball, walk, all of them positive for Delisle. For Yancey, he wants to set him down.
Not a good swing. No.
4 strikeouts for Yancey, which brings us to the catcher for Delisle. This is Max Major. Major is 0 for 3 in the ball game. He popped out to the second baseman, Bender, in the first inning, grounded out to Becker in the 4th inning, and then bounced back to the pitcher, Yancey, in his last at bat. With 2 out and a runner at third and a 1-run lead, we're going to have a conference.
I think he thought they were putting him on. He threw the bat away and started going to first. And he's a left-handed batter. I don't know why he'd think that.
Meeting on the mound has been concluded. The umpires have had their chat. It all comes down to Max Major, and so Max Major has been intentionally walked.
Now he is going.
So that brings Davis Laskowski with the chance to be the hero. He popped up to the second baseman, Bender, grounded out to the third baseman, Becker, and bounced back to the pitcher. 0 for 3 in the ball game. First and third, 2 out. Looked like he wanted it. Takes it for a ball. Delisle has 5 hits in the ball game, the biggest being the pinch hit inside the home run, inside the park home run. Fly ball. And Delisle wins it on a 2-run or 3-run homer. The Delisle Pride win it.
Well, Fred, those flags that we're looking at the whole game, I think they just helped Delisle out big time.
On 1 hit in the bottom of the 8th inning, the Delisle Pride win it by a score of 5-3. Just to recap, Rhett Bernard started at second base. The next 2 batters, Fedek and Ritchie, both struck out. Major was intentionally walked, and then Davis Lokowski belts a 3-run homer, and the Delisle Pride beat the Tavistock Merchants 5-3 in Game 1 of Softball Canada's U23, presented by the Kitchener Fastball Promotions. We thank you for watching. Coming up next, our next broadcast will be the next game once the diamond is resurfaced, and that will pit the Shallow Lake Sting against the New Hamburg Mustangs. What a game, Bill.
What a game it was indeed, and good for them. You know, because the whole game they seemed to be kind of trying to come from behind. And as we said, the coffee shops in Delisle, they'll be ringing tomorrow.
And you know what? The good news in Saskatchewan is it's only 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Once again, once the diamond is resurfaced, we'll be back with our next game, New Hamburg Mustangs against the Shallow Lake Sting. Thanks for joining us today on CDTV here in Kitchener.